Hey guys, welcome back to No Context Bros with Topher, Steve, and yours truly, Ronnie. How are you guys doing this week?
What
Doing
is
good.
up, everybody?
Nice. Not the welcoming I was expecting. That was pretty weak on your guys' end. But nonetheless, I was thinking maybe we could start with a little trivia redemption. What's that game called?
It's Daily Dozen, Barstool Sports.
Daily Dozen. Chris, I'll let you run it since it's on your screen.
All right, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me know if you guys can see that.
Yes.
Yes.
It's working. Okay,
It's
fantastic.
working.
All right, so I haven't clicked on it yet, so people know I haven't cheated. But I mean, I guess you technically could cheat anyway.
Oh, is it? So it stays the same? I've never even done this. The first time doing this was the other day. Like,
it matches your IP address, so you can only play once a day. But I think you can create an account and stuff, and they probably have historic.
It looks slightly different. Beverages, cars. That's
They'll
All
mix
right.
up the categories.
what do you guys want to start with?
I don't know.
Topher, you pick first.
Okay, let's start with beverages. Let's just.
I was hoping you were going to go there.
All right.
It's definitely Dr. Pepper.
Thirst Quencher was the original line for what popular brand of beverages?
Gatorade. Is Gatorade a brand? I'm pretty sure it was Gatorade.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Boom.
Actually makes sense.
There
Yeah.
we go.
All right, dude, we're
Starting
already
off
on a
right.
better start. Let's go
Matters.
movies.
All right. A discussion of whether a woman's name is Pam or Pan is a scene from this 2008 comedy.
Oh, God.
Pam or Pan?
When was 50 First Dates? That was in 2008, right? I feel like it's an Adam Sandler movie.
It could be a. Yeah, is it 50 First Dates?
I don't
So-
know. I feel like it is.
Pam
I feel like it's
or
an Adam Sandler movie.
Pan. I'm trying to think of other Adam Sandler movies around that time. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Steven, what do you think?
No idea. I'll take your best guess.
Oh, no, it's not. Shoot. I can't
Oh,
remember
God.
what it... I was thinking
All
of
right.
The Office. That's a show, so I have no idea what that...
I was thinking The Office too, but yeah.
2008. I wasn't watching movies in 2008.
It's going to be something we know. Like, it probably is Adam Sandler. All right. Steven, you pick.
All right, Steve.
Let's do NBA.
All right. After winning a national title with Kentucky, this forward got drafted number 2 overall by the Bobcats in 2012, and he had an infamous jump shot form.
Well, we know it wasn't Michael Jordan.
It's not... No, Anthony Davis wasn't 2012, and he went to New
Oh,
Orleans.
the Unibrow?
Oh, shoot. All right.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
Let's see.
Charlotte Bobcats. I couldn't tell you one
not
player
Karl
who has
Anthony
ever played for
Towns.
that team.
Yeah, I didn't realize either that they were still the Bobcats in 2012. They had,
I didn't even know there was a team named the Bobcats.
Yeah, because I
There
think
was Charlotte.
New Orleans went to Charlotte after that, and the Hornets went there, and then the Pelicans showed up later. But
So LaMelo Ball?
I think
No.
that's too early, right?
No, I know,
you were
I don't know.
joking.
He's the only, it's the only basketball player.
You
name
actually
I know
made me
right now.
think about it for a second. Like, that's,
Well, I'm thinking Charlotte Hornets. I
we
don't
can
know.
come
man.
back. We can come back. We'll just
Let's
throw
come
a
back
shot
to
at the
it.
end. Cars.
We got to get another win.
According to Kelly Blue
What?
Book, the top-selling SUV in 2024 was this model of car from Toyota. Oh, it's
A Forerunner.
RAV4.
Oh, it's an
The
SUV.
RAV4.
It's an SUV. Yeah.
It's got to be the Forerunner.
Okay.
RAV4?
Or the RAV4. But
Wait, how do you spell four? What is it? Forerunner? Like
no, it's
actual-
just 4, like the number 4.
Oh.
Not 5.
Forerunner. Oh, okay.
I don't know how many. It's either that or the RAV4, like Steven said.
The RAV4 is super popular. I've never heard. I didn't even.
I never heard of the
man.
Forerunner, but
Oh gosh, I
Oh
don't know.
God!
if you
Should
feel
we flip
super
a coin?
confident.
Yeah, just flip a coin. Does somebody have something?
No.
Okay.
Go
And-
go RAV4.
Okay. Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
good. All right,
Let's
last
go.
second decision. All right, Chris. Did you pick that one?
I did. Yeah, you can go.
Oh, is Steven? Oh, yeah, Steven picked. Let's do television.
All right.
It's definitely the Fresh Prince.
Debuting in 2014, the Star's historical drama series followed a World War II nurse who gets transported back in time to 1743.
Oh, Back to the Future.
What is this? Stars? Really? What is this?
Oh, wait a minute. This debuting.
1743. What would even be at that time?
And it's not even like they're from the current era. They're from
Yeah.
World War II,
Oh,
and then
that's
they
weird.
went back even further?
I don't know. Skip this one.
Oh,
This is ridiculous.
that's too far. It's Steve's turn.
Let's get another win. NFL. We got to know it.
After more than a decade as an assistant, Dave
Nope.
Campo got promoted to head coach of this NFC team in 2000.
Wow.
It's definitely not the Bills. It's not Pittsburgh.
Dave Campo.
It's not the Vikings.
It's not Baltimore,
It's not Baltimore.
because that was still Billick.
It's
Who
not.
were the?
NFC.
Was he?
Oh, I didn't even see NFC in there.
Was Dungy the coach of the Buccaneers? No, Gruden was when they got
Gruden
rid of
was the-
Dungy.
The Saints.
Yeah, I don't know what to go off of. Nice try.
Yeah.
No, I'm terrible
No
at this.
idea.
All right, here we go. Name the two celebrities mashed up in this photo.
Liam Neeson. No, I don't think so, actually.
Oh my goodness. This game is fun, but it is brutally hard.
We started out so good.
I know.
We did.
and we're gonna
I think we had. I think we had some faults.
We revived ourselves after that opening,
Is
and we're falling
it-
apart quick.
Is it Hugh Jackman as the?
Yes,
as the
it's
male?
Hugh Jackman for sure.
Okay. I know, and I was so sure last week.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It is Hugh Jackman. I know that,
And
Joe.
he's even got the
And I even think those are his actual lips.
I don't think it's his lips. It's
No, I'm
his
kidding. That would be wild.
It's not his
Um,
nose, lips, or eyes. It's
Meryl Streep.
that's not a
Meryl
bad
Streep.
guess. I mean, the only thing is this person looks a little more. It looks younger than that.
Yeah.
More put together.
But sometimes
Jennifer
that
Love
stuff-
Hewitt. I'm just naming off actresses I know.
Well, all right. I'm trying.
It's
to kill-
definitely like it's got to be like a redhead. I would think a redhead actor
Who's the Capital
of the
One
lipstick
person?
shade,
Oh,
Green eyes too. Yeah.
green eyes. I bet you it's what's that girl's name from Spider-Man?
Which one?
The best Spider-Man, the only Spider-Man that should have ever
Tobey
been
Maguire?
created. Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Kirsten
Sarah's-
Dunst,
Is that the redhead's name?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
It's-
Yeah.
it-
Type
that's-
in Mary Jane.
Well, it's Dunst.
Oh God.
I
What
bet
was
you
it?
AI made
I
this
like
photo.
the Meryl Streep guess. She is just a little older than I thought. I don't know.
Miley Cyrus?
Oh, no, maybe. Wait,
Maybe.
Maybe.
I can see that. Let's try it.
Oh,
we got Hugh.
We got Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman. All right.
Go
All
on.
right. It's
So we
definitely
can-
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
We got a phone.
All right. Let's do college football.
In 2001, Julius Peppers finished in the top 10 in Heisman voting and scoring 21 points in an NCAA tournament game while playing for this ACC school. So where did he go to school?
Wasn't Syracuse?
Yeah, they wouldn't have been in the ACC then, right?
Julius Pepper.
Is it like
It's got to be
North
like a Florida.
Carolina?
I don't
okay.
know. I feel like
Yeah,
it's got to
maybe-
be like a Florida team.
Florida.
Because I'm trying to think of like ACC
So-
teams. I don't know the ACC back then, but
Well, which
Florida's
one is
SEC,
it?
right?
One of Florida State is that SEC, and then Florida is ACC. One of them. They were definitely the ACC. That one of them was the ACC.
is it bad if we look up just the ACC in 2001 to help us out?
I don't care. I'm fine with that
All right. Or I
at
could
this
just-
point because we only have. Let's only give it like another minute and a half.
Yeah, we'll give it 1 minute.
All right. While that's going on, music. Written as a theme song for Rocky 3, what band released the hit song Eye of the Tiger? Oh, please. Why?
I feel like we should know this one.
Wait, what does it say?
Hey, Jennifer, can I phone you? What? Who sings Eye of the Tiger? Can't look it up. What? You can't look it up. Rocky? Well, yeah, that's the movie.
Should we phone another friend?
Yeah, you can phone somebody else.
Sarah.
What did you say?
I said, who sings Eye of the Tiger?
Who sings Eye of the Tiger?
Eye of the Tiger, dang. Like the number one Guitar Hero song.
It's not Steve Miller Band, is it?
Is it Steve Miller Band?
I don't think so.
Is it
No.
Kiss?
No.
I think it's Kiss.
No, it's definitely not.
No, it's definitely not Kiss.
Eye of the Tiger. We are so young.
It's saying you all the words.
Bon Jovi?
Sounds like Bon Jovi, doesn't it?
You type in Bon Jovi, dude.
It's a band. It's a band. It's not a solo artist.
Bon Jovi and the Boys. Hootie and the Blowfish. Type in Hootie.
Nah, it's not John Bon Jovi. Shoot.
All
We're
right.
gonna do worse than last.
Yeah, we did do worse. We started off good. Oh, hang on. Wait. Go back to that. Yeah, so the ACC teams in 2001 were Boston College, Clemson, Duke, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Miami. I want to say it was either Miami or Virginia or like Virginia Tech or Wake Forest or something. It's got to be like a Southern school. I don't think there's no way Julius Pepper came out of a school in the North. There's no way he went to Boston College. If he went to Boston College and I sound like a moron, I'll be crazy. But
Which one? You pick one then. It doesn't matter.
I feel like he probably went to like
Clemson?
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Ah, nice try.
I bet you he went to freaking Miami.
Dang. For winning a title, this forward got
This
drafted.
is embarrassing.
I know.
Bob-
Just type in Michael Jordan. At least guess something good.
No, we got to get something here.
Something in that area.
Oh, Bobcats. I couldn't tell you a single person whoever played for that team.
I mean, 2012. So John Calipari is still the coach. Man, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I don't even know when he. I even. They had that really good ESPN 30 for 30 on One and Not Done about how everybody went to the NBA after 1 year. And the Kentucky guy. I'm sure they talked about this player. I don't know.
I say we got to just end this. This is
Yeah.
getting near embarrassing.
Type in Karl Malone.
I'll just scroll it doesn't
Television show. Type in Home Improvement.
Nurse. We'll just pick something. Nurse Jackie. Ah, no, I'm done. I'm not even double dipping. Let's see. What are these answers? NFL. Dallas Cowboys. Dave Campo was
Dave Campo.
Dallas Cowboys coach in 2000. College football. North Carolina.
Wow,
I even
that's
said it was
crazy.
North Carolina. Just a funny
yeah.
guess.
Shout
Julius
out to
Peppers
the
went to
light-
North Carolina.
That's crazy.
Michael Kidd
Gilchrist.
That shouldn't
Wow.
be 3 names. That's crazy.
That is, and hey, at least we guessed.
We
3
got
names.
that.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
We got the 3 names. So that was the Bobcats in 2012. We know Cars. Amelia Clark.
Nah, bet she's a redhead though.
That was one of my guesses last week. That's so funny. Ugh. Okay.
Well, that's
and
fine. Yeah.
music. Survivor was Who Sings
Oh,
Eye of
wow.
the Tiger.
That's
Step
crazy.
Brothers.
Oh,
the Pam or
dude,
Pan
we were
scene.
close though. Like it's same genre.
And Outlander is the name of the show. I've
Yeah,
heard of
never
that.
heard of it.
Had
I would never
no
watch that.
idea what that was about.
I would never watch that. But if we really needed to find these answers, you know what we could have went?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. And today, we're gonna dive into that. And I feel like artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT. I feel like it's the talk of the town right now. I feel like it's in everybody's profession. I feel like it's in everybody's lives. And I've been using it now probably since we moved. It's so smart though. It's crazy. I'll tell you guys, when we first moved, we were like trying to figure out groceries, and like we were trying to get on like the same like just a diet and just getting a grocery list together. And I asked ChatGPT. I was like, hey, can you make like a meal plan for me? And it spit out different meals for every single thing of the day of the week. It not only did that, it asked how many people. I told it how many people. It did an entire shopping list full of all the ingredients you would need based off of 2 people. And it was like, and recipes. Like, it's so crazy, and ever since then I've been hooked. So I use it. I've been using it. It's like my new Google. I feel like it's just more efficient. Do you guys use it at all? What is that like in your personal lives? We'll talk professionally in a little while, but do you guys use it in your personal lives? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't use it yet in my personal life, but I did just update my phone to like whatever the latest update is, and I have the new iPhone, and I guess like with the Apple Intelligence, like to really get like full use out of it, you're just supposed to hook up and connect your ChatGPT account, which is well, OpenAI runs that, I think. Yeah. Just to get so Apple, I guess, isn't even, they're still relying on ChatGPT, which seems to be light years ahead of the other stuff. But we know whatever the new X one that just came out, Grok. How do you?
I don't even. I
haven't even heard of that.
I
They're gonna say
haven't either.
PT. That's the China one. Don't use that one.
Yeah. There's a few of them. There's like the one that I use the most is just ChatGPT, but I know there's like so many employers that use it and whatnot. I was like looking up some facts about ChatGPT and whatnot, and it's, or not just that, but just AI in general. I feel like people are relatively kind of nervous about it. How do you guys? What's your guys' thoughts on it? I mean, do you guys understand a little bit about it? Do you understand it at all? Like, I know, Chris, you said you kind of just don't really use it too much in your personal life, but
I don't use it in my personal life.
You do use it
specifically.
Though. Yeah, a little bit for your profession.
I'm trying to think of when I should go in this episode on my soapbox about it, because I don't know if this is the right time, but like I do have a lot of thoughts on this. I do use it a lot, but I also get asked about it a lot too with my profession. So I don't know. I'll let Steven answer first, and then maybe I can.
Maybe we don't even have to touch on the professional side of things. I think it's honestly just enough in its everyday. I mean, I feel like everybody is using it for, like I said, it's just like becoming the new Google. I feel like. I mean, even Google has their own AI. Like when you type something in Google now, it comes up AI answers like first in that little like. Blur.
Yeah. And as you know, like I'm doing SEO for a profession and like a lifestyle. So SEO and everything with AI is like a huge deal with. I'll just give you like what I think of it real quick. I don't think like true AI exists like how people think what the true definition of artificial intelligence is supposed to be. So I'm not afraid of this current stage of AI. I think it's a lot of people are misconstrued on what we actually have, what the technology means. Just to even give you a quick little thing on what you just said with AI overview, because I had this conversation. I think I had this conversation 10 times this week at least, and one of them was with a current client. You remember how back in the day, like Google would have the FAQs at the top of the search results, so it'd be like the frequently asked questions. So SEO ranking higher, what you do is you would throw FAQs on your website about specific things and hope that you had enough search ranking power where Google would pick you. And then look at everyone, you just answered everyone's question. Now everyone trusts you. You're at the top of the FAQs. So all the AI result is now is just a mesh of those FAQs. So like the Google that we have and the AI that we have has always existed. So in like SEO professional terms, like this Google is the same thing. Google's always been AI. That's all it is. But what this definition of AI is and you can have it so much more specific now, is because it has a database, which is the internet. So it can pull from anything, and it's just pulling from a library. Like it's not creating a conscious thought to answer a question. So because the library is so vast now with the internet, that's why we can have more specific and quicker answers. And it mimics to us what we think AI is. It's no different though. Google's always been classified as artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, because I have this conversation all the time too. I think people think artificial intelligence and it's like this futuristic thing, but artificial intelligence has been around for decades. I mean, that's what computers basically do. The way I think of it is it's like you're taking in a bunch of inputs and from that producing some type of output at a very high level. Obviously you can get into a lot more detail, but that's essentially what it is. So but to your point, like it's now there's just so much more information that it's just doing it better.
Exactly, that's all it is.
Yeah,
I personally use it for I don't use it a ton in my personal life, but one example, and I think it's a good one, is just, well, we were looking into getting a house, and I just asked ChatGPT to make a bunch of questions to ask a potential home builder, contractor, and then refined it with some of the material that they gave us. So, they would give some, very high level material, put that in ChatGPT, and then say, generate to me a list of questions to ask a prospective home builder. And some of it's going to be a little bit too on the edge case, but there's a lot of very good questions that I probably wouldn't think of. But then you pose them to the builder, and for the most part, they'll answer. Sometimes they have no idea, but you kind of come off as a more informed customer, which is really what you want to do. And you're asking questions about the process that you might not think of off the top of your head, especially us. Like, this is our first time going through the process, so there's stuff I might not think of. So I think it helps in that way. That's a lot of what I'll use it for. Like, if I'm preparing for a conversation, like it'll generate questions, important questions that I might want to ask.
Did you prepare with it today?
No preparation for today.
Wow, no preparation. Jeez.
I love this topic though. I mean, I talk.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. So I went ahead and I used ChatGPT to pull up some just some statistics in regards to just like the global usage and whatnot, particularly around college, because I'll be honest with you guys, if I was in college right now, I would be giving the speech at the end of the year. I'd have straight A's, like I'd be the class president, I'd be in wherever, dude. I'd be at the top of the top. Even in high school, I just feel like, how do you not get by without like learning anything? And the Digital Education Council revealed that 86% of students worldwide regularly incorporate AI into their studies, which that doesn't surprise me. And I feel like, I mean, they're preparing for like the future too, so it's kind of like it makes sense. But and then it has 54% utilizing these tools at least on a weekly basis, which is like kind of crazy, like these are like future doctors and lawyers, and I'm sure it's other degrees as well. I mean, but like engineering, or like it's kind of scary also too that like people are relying on this so heavily. And that was from the campustechnology.com. I think I have to state that before we get like flagged or whatever for just spreading misinformation.
Just rumors about ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then this other one in 2003. So this has been going back, and I feel like it's just becoming large now. But in 2003, a study from bestcolleges.com found that 56% of U.S. college students have employed AI tools such as ChatGPT for assignments or exams. Additionally, 53% reported classwork that mandated the use of AI, and nearly 80% had instructors discuss AI's application and ethics in the classroom. So, like, they're catching on.
2003 or 23?
23. Sorry, did I say 2003?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say
my bad.
Going a little far back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I must have just saw the 3. But that to me was pretty interesting because it's like, wow, like, I don't know. That's just 2 years after, 3 years after I kind of graduated. And obviously, like, instructors are becoming more, aware of it and whatnot. But I mean, for example, like we were dealing with something, and in our personal life, we needed an email, and I kind of formulated one, but I needed to sound a little bit more professional. And I was just like, hey, can you reword this email so it sounds more professional, but also like with a strict tone. And then it spit me out something, but it didn't really sound like me. And I was like, hey, can you make this sound more like me? And it did, which is crazy and scary at the same time. You know what I mean? So like the more you use it,
oh yeah,
the more it's like, yeah, it adapts to you. And that to me is interesting because to Steve's point, I mean, I think it's here to me, I think it's a tool that's going to be here for a long time and it's only going to grow, but I don't think it's necessarily going to do the things that people think it's going to do. Like, I don't think it's going to replace, I think it's going to create some jobs too. And I just listened to, I don't know if you guys are a fan of Theo Von, but he just had the CEO of Outlier on there. His name's Alexander Wang. And he's like the youngest billionaire. But an Outlier kind of pulls from, ChatGPT uses that to pull some of its answers or whatever. And he was just talking about all the jobs it's going to create and stuff. And I have some points from there too that I took just because it was like a really interesting conversation. But he was saying that how like he sees us becoming more managers of people in our roles. Like our roles aren't necessarily going to change. Like Steve, you may like in your, and I don't really know what you do every day, but just like you may, instead of managing just people and projects, like you're also going to be managing like people's AIs too. You know, it's like kind of crazy to think like that's where like it's almost headed, you know, because eventually we're all going to use them. I mean, it makes us all a little smarter, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think as a tool for quick research, I think it's useful. And I don't even like, I look back and like, oh, I didn't have that in high school or college, but I don't care. It's kind of like the people that didn't have a scientific calculator and we did. Like, if that's a tool just to use research, it doesn't like comprehend and help you with true problem solving though. So like fast research, I think AI, what we have today, is fantastic. Like, why I'm always going to use a calculator. Like, I don't know why I ever had to do like a certain, you know, and they say like, well, it's creating critical thinking and problem solving. Sure, I'm not an educator, don't care. But the point is yeah, there's a lot of great stuff that it can do. But at the same time, at the end of the day, like I do think us and generations above that didn't utilize it for stuff like that are going to be a lot those guys are going to be a lot farther behind than us. Like, you're not, if you have to rely on something like that, even for normal casual conversation, you're just going to be lacking a lot of stuff. And I worry about the future generations with that. I really do.
Oh yeah. 100%. See, that's the thing. I think Ronnie, you gave an example of how you used it, and that's how, like, the way you said it is what I think the initial purpose of using something like ChatGPT is. You wrote yourself an email and then you asked it to make it better. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And like, I do that for work all the time. Like,
to your point, I'm sorry, I didn't, to your point, yeah. Do you think the president's ever written really his own stuff? Like any of them? Like they've had assistants like doing this stuff. Like, so I don't, writers. The concept of that, like what you're saying, I completely agree with. Like that's fine.
Exactly. And I think I think this is where the line is. It's like, so I do this for work all the time. I'll make an email, but then I'll ask it to make it better. We don't use ChatGPT at work. We use an internal AI, but it's essentially ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And but I think where the line is like, you know, it's for that next generation where I think once you've developed problem-solving skills and you've developed, you know, your brain enough, where you're still doing that higher level thinking, and you're able to then use the AI to make it better, or improve, or maybe find an additional insight that you didn't think of. Like that's the healthy use of it in my head. I think where it becomes dangerous is, you know, if I think you said 86% of kids are using it in school or something. I don't know, but like if you're replacing it, or even if your desire is to replace it for the thinking, then you're misusing it already. And I think, yes, right now it's like it's generative AI. It's not that dangerous, but in the future it is going to keep growing. And, you know, like it could do something in the future that could be dangerous if you just give yourself over to it. And people do it right now. Like people don't understand necessarily how generative AI works. If they think it's like a Google who will do it for them, but you know, you still have to have some type of thinking of like a good prompt engineering format to say like this is exactly what you want. I think what I'm trying to say is like it's not dangerous if you still have control over how you use it, and if you're still doing some level of thinking outside of just using the tool. But if the minute you start to give yourself over to it, and us as adults, like maybe we're not as susceptible to it, although I work with people all the time that are. But
when they're using it though, like like if somebody sends you an email like for sure, like, and sometimes
always
people
tell.
And sometimes people don't realize either that they have little icons at the bottom. You got to backspace those sometimes. It'll like say it. It's crazy. Sorry for cutting you off though. What were you saying?
I was just saying, I agree with you. Like, but if, for a kid who doesn't have, their brain isn't fully developed, they're not going to think like that. They're just going to think, oh, this will just do my work for me. Now you're not developing your skills in your brain that, cause you to be able to do higher level thinking. And I do think that that's dangerous because then, it's the downstream effect is, it starts to multiply of like, being able to write out what you want to say or have a conversation or think through what you want to accomplish. Like if you're just giving yourself over to a tool, whatever the tool is, then you're not, it's kind of the same thing with the calculator. Like sure, we can use a calculator, but if you don't understand what the calculator does, then you don't. Then what are you really doing?
I don't care what the calculator does. I do get
all I remember is 80085. That's all I remember on my calculator.
And get math problems to do that, to get it, and then you flip it upside down and read the joke. I love that stuff.
But it's crazy because you do bring up a good point of like, the younger generation is going to be so into it, and I see people every day like just using it, and like I said, like you can even like at the apartment complex, I know that they're formulating these drafts of emails, and they're all ChatGPT. I get messages all the time on whether it's LinkedIn or like through my email where it's like it's so automated that sometimes the formulas don't work, and the other day it just said hi first name because they thought they typed it in right, and it was just and I'm like that's so weird. But it brings me to my other question is that do you think, and I find myself, I feel like the more I'm around technology, the more I want to get away from it too. So like, do you guys think that there's going to be such a push to use AI and ChatGPT that people are going to miss that human interaction or that human, form of it, that, like the human errors, the punctuation errors, just the more human feeling of like somebody on the other end of the line, whether it's even like, even through text or email. Like, I feel like, to me, I don't know. I feel like I'm like missing that almost in a sense, I don't know if you guys feel the same way or maybe have a fear of, being pushed. Like I like want to read books. Like I want to make my vocabulary better. Like I just downloaded a couple apps to help me with my vocabulary, because I don't want to have to rely on that, like I've been trying not to use it as much with anything I do.
That's a great question, because I think with technology, I haven't seen a lot of social trends throughout history where there's a mass, let's go back and stop using it. iPhones have only gotten better. Things that make our life easier, like that's why we have Roombas that vacuum our house. Like that stuff doesn't really...
I hate those things.
Right. Well, no, I see what you mean, but like those technology goes like this. It doesn't really go back. The things that you do see cycle back, though, there's a reason that there's a record player behind me, or there's a reason, like there are trends. Books have never been more popular in the 2000s than they are now. And it's like, books, like, are you serious? Like, I do love them. I have a hard copy collection. Hopefully he comes back.
Oh my God, we lost Steve.
AI took him out already. No, it's okay. But yeah, so you see, like, seriously, have you ever thought that the record player would replace the MP3 or even the CD? Like, those are vinyls are now more popular than all that stuff. So trends come back around. Yeah, I don't see ease of use coming back though.
I don't know what that is.
Like, your life is made so much easier by not having to think about that email you have to draft. That's hard for me to envision because I just haven't seen trends in history where we've...
I got you.
Even with the human nature, maybe because this is the first time that we're relying more on robots, maybe you're right. I do think if things come back, it's going to be because they miss the nostalgic feeling of typing an email or working in an office around people. But I don't know. Probably
Yeah, you're
not.
never going to go back after you have an iPhone. You're never going to go back to having a flip phone or something. Like,
Well, I guess technically I did.
well, you did, yeah.
Honestly, sometimes I want a flip phone. Like, that's what I mean. I just feel myself like just becoming less and less turned on by electronics, and just, I don't know. I miss
What
just
terminology?
the old.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But you know what I mean. Like, it just
But
like
let me ask you this:
Okay.
if you went back to a flip phone,
yeah.
how would you go, like, find your way somewhere? Like, if you didn't know where you're going, how would you look up the directions for that place?
I mean,
to be honest,
GPS.
Oh, that's a good point. I was going to say, but I was thinking no technology at all. GPS would be the first one. But when I was younger, my dad taught me how to read a map. So, like, I'm very good with, like, maps and stuff like that, because, like, my dad used to print off MapQuest directions, and I was his GPS. Like, we didn't have no phones. You know what I mean?
Mine
So,
too.
like,
Yeah.
I thought you
But
were
that's
going
what-
to make a joke like about how you're like can figure out where you're going.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, my dad
No,
always
no.
told me a great quote from Ron Davis Sr. You can't get lost in a car. That's what he used to tell me all the time, and it's kind of true though. I mean, you can't really get lost in a car. You can get, you may not be able to find your way, but eventually you will.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one year I'll just go back to a flip phone and just. I feel like for work purposes I can't ever, unfortunately, like from that aspect. But
That's a great point, Steven, though, because like in theory, the number system on interstates and highways are supposed to be easy enough where you can get from here to California by just going off of the number, odds and evens going a certain vertical or horizontal direction. But none of us know that because we just plug in Apple Maps or Waze.
It's true. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm thinking about this too. Like, so my dad, calling out dads here, he
I'll be next.
has had a flip phone all the way up until like about a month ago, or about a week ago, honestly.
wow.
Solely flip phone. He's completely rejected the move to technology. But I'm going down to New York with to go see my brother in about a month. And
Shout out Don.
yeah. And my dad wants to come too, or he's coming. But I told him, I'm like, you got to get a smartphone. And I was like, think about all the things that your smartphone does. Your airplane ticket, we're gonna see a Yankee game. Shout out Yankees. Your baseball tickets, finding your way to anywhere. Like, I mean, I was like, how I couldn't fathom in my head how I would travel without having a smartphone. I
know
can't
why we
picture
have
myself.
wallets
Now I know
anymore.
it's possible. I could sit there and like print off my plane tickets and like do all that, but it's like then you have to like manage all that. You got to carry that. Whereas your phone like literally does everything for you. If I need money, I'm gonna bring. I'll bring some cash, but like if I need more money, like if
Baller.
I want to pay on my phone, like I've got my phone, right? Like it's
Yeah.
literally like your phone does
No, yeah,
everything,
you're
and
right.
I couldn't picture in my head someone traveling without it. I was like, you have to get a smartphone. I
Yeah,
need it.
it's weird though, because like my mom has a smartphone, but she doesn't really like technology, and I feel like I'm starting to become more like my mom. But she still goes to the airport extra early to print off her plane ticket. She refuses to use her phone. So like there's
Really?
just like
I see
it's
people
funny,
at the airport with like I'll go to the airport and I see people with their tickets printed out. Like I know it's possible. It's just like I can't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Good for him though. I mean, for holding out this long. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, I was at a game with him a couple weeks ago, and he's sitting there like texting on his phone. I'm like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah, that's so crazy.
it's kind of funny.
That's a skill. The old
he doesn't
phone
care, though.
texting. Like that's impressive.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. The technology in general, like just the push towards, I don't know. I think it'll make us better. And on the podcast, and I don't know like what the rules are as far as quoting people from like sources you listen to or whatnot. But like on the podcast, one thing he brought up, which was very interesting to me, was like the things in the medical field that it's going to really help. Like AI is like it'll be able to like, I mean, right now, like you could put your blood work into like ChatGPT and it'll like basically give you the rundown, you know, like, which is crazy to think about, but it is. But he was just talking about how like, you know, eventually like it could help like cure cancer and stuff like that, which I don't know if we could say that on here, but I get like flagged or whatever.
They cured
but,
cancer.
You say whatever you want on
They
here.
cured cancer 30 years ago.
Oh yes, no, absolutely. But no, I'm just saying though, like, you know, like from or like cure, like heart disease or diabetes, which I think there's cures for all these things. Honestly, I think we just don't get told the truth. That's for another episode.
That was different episode.
That's a good one.
But I don't know. I think that there's going to be, you know, a lot of benefits to it. But it's also like, how do you prepare for that? You know, like I've had like conversations with people about like, you know, well, because like in accounting, a big thing is like automation right now too, and like people are like afraid that everything's gonna like you're gonna lose your job. But like I said, I think to a certain extent, some of those mundane tasks may be, you know, replaced with simple AI. But at the end of the day, like it can't. AI isn't. It's not human. You know what I mean? Like it can't do what human things can do. Like it's not as smart as people. Like it literally says this. Like if you ask ChatGPT, I was like, hey, what are some interesting facts about AI? And it says AI is not as smart as people think. AI can process massive amounts of data quickly, but it doesn't actually think or understand like humans do. It's a pattern recognition on steroids, not true intelligence.
And I think another reason why it mimics the feeling of AI so well, this fake AI we have, is because there's so much flawed information on the internet. It almost has that human error element to it, which is like, wow, this is, because if it is just a robot, like and facts were purely absolute and they were using actual resources, they're literally pulling from anything you can imagine. Wikipedia is a much more reliable resource than ChatGPT. You're not getting like, you're having like this something that doesn't have like an actual like regulated form of, it could be anything. You could type in the same question twice and get two different answers on a Google search with the same AI overview where it says yes, like in the quotes, and then below it, no, it actually doesn't do this. It doesn't know what it's doing.
Yeah. Another thing it brought up too was that AI and job automation, like AI isn't going to replace jobs, it's going to create jobs. And obviously I think this is a little biased too with the answers it spits out, you know what I mean? It doesn't want you to, yeah, you know what I mean? But I definitely think there will be some jobs created, and I think there's not a really, and Alexander Wang was telling on the podcast, was talking about how there's no programs to really help anybody. Like if we were seniors in high school right now, I mean, what would be the thing you would go to high school? And maybe it would be the same thing you guys went to college for, but like, what would you go to college for right now? Would you even need to go? Would you feel the need to go to college?
Well, that's a whole podcast in itself.
Well, yeah, if I had like the level of experience that I had, and like knowing that I would have that, yeah, I guess I wouldn't. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't have known that basically everything I learned in college I don't use right now.
No, no. I'm saying though, like, I mean, I guess I didn't really ask the question right. I think you guys answered the question I asked, but maybe I didn't ask it the way I thought I did. But no, like, I mean, like right now, like kids can't go to school and study AI. Right. Like there's no courses for that. There's no like colleges aren't offering courses like that, you know?
Well, they're definitely growing though. Like,
I mean, MIT has like, you know, a bunch of geniuses anyways, walking computers over there.
Well, that's
I'm sure
the thing.
RIT
like,
was the same way.
Like, because as with my coding background, like, there has to be coding though for like people that can figure out like how to use the Python or the jQuery to create the actual
SQL,
you know, thing of, yeah, exactly, like the pulling of data. I'm only fluent in HTML5 and CSS and a little bit of Java. Like I can't even comprehend, like, now I know though, like the text that's overlaid, and that's why people can figure out very easily if it's ChatGPT or not, including SEO resources. The HTML is very specific on what they're using. You can figure it out. Google doesn't. You can write a whole website in ChatGPT. Google's not going to help you with your search rankings. It knows exactly. Like, and for my industry, it's so subjective. I can make the same website twice for two different people. One person says it's the greatest thing they've ever seen, and another person says it sucks. Like, advertising is subjectivity. Like, so you can't create non-conscious thought, like subjectivity, because you're pulling answers from every single person that's going to say something different. My job is to make the majority amount of your audience like your product and buy it, not the whole thing. It will never be that way. And advertisers used to dictate to their audience what they wanted to buy. Now it's the other way around, and that's why they get in trouble. That's why nobody knows, and that's why they change the script so much. Disney doesn't even know which Star Wars movie to produce because they're afraid of offending every single person. Like, you got to just pick the majority and just go with it. So any subjectivity, I guess, profession, I think you're fine, like an artist or maybe a marketer. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
guys.
no, I think that too. Like, it's honestly, I think it's going to help a lot of creators like yourself. I mean, you're a creator. I mean, you create things, you know what I mean, for companies and whatnot. And I think it's going to help that. It's already helping people like write books or whatever. And there's some copyright issues that they're dealing with and whatnot. But, it's helping people write movies and stuff like that. And it's just, I think it goes back to Steve's point about it being, it's just like using the right tape measure to measure something for a project. Like, it's a tool that has to be used appropriately and correctly, or it's like you're gonna use it or lose it type of thing with your mind, but excuse me, a couple more. This thing right here is this was one of the questions that like kind of spit out, and it was philosophical and theological debates have emerged around whether AI, no matter how advanced, could ever possess qualities akin to human soul or spiritual depth. This is a rich topic for discussion, blending technology and ethics and belief systems. So that was from the philosophy. Dude, I can't read. No, I don't know. But whatever website that's from, which is interesting. And it kind of brings me to a question that I wanted to ask you guys is, do you think that, the use of AI is like a biblical, or how do you feel? I mean, I think Steve kind of answered it a little bit. But what do you guys think about that?
Like using it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the type of AI we have.
Do you think it makes us sloths?
Oh, that's good. So we're talking more 7 deadly sins instead of which, okay. Yeah.
And does it mean we're putting our faith in AI instead of...
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just a fast research tool, just like extremely fast. It's like if we had technology that could create our food for us, like instantly, like you see in like those sci-fi shows. Like, I don't know if it exists. I don't really know if there's an issue with it. The issue
called a wife.
Like,
just kidding.
if you don't,
just kidding.
Like if you don't break bread or fellowship with others, like, but you're just using the technology for quick convenience and like there's nothing else to it, then I think that's the problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't see any issues. I'm just waiting for Terminator style AI, like actual like technology that could have subconscious thought take over the world and blow everything up, which I don't think we'll ever get. Just like I never think we'll go light speed.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it at all. I mean, I think, again, how we use it today, I think it's good. Like, I mean, like I said, I use it almost daily at work. I mean, it's good. I think, to my point, I guess earlier, like you said, Ronnie, is
let's talk about your points.
Yeah, my point is it was good. It's I think it's just a matter of like the control you have over it. Like I remember when I was in my grad program, there was this one person who had like an obsession with ChatGPT. So it's like anytime we did breakout sessions, it was like that was the only option for figuring out how we were gonna get to the root of the discussion or whatever we were doing. And it's like, okay, at that point it seems a little weird. Like, why don't we just have a conversation about it? We can come up with something and maybe ChatGPT can make it better. So it's like, I think the idea of like, as long as you have control over it and you're not like, I don't know, losing yourself in it. But it's like anything else. You could make that argument about anything. Yeah. Yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I use it all the time in my personal life. Like I use it all the time. I use
You're
it
using it for more than your groceries?
Yeah, I use it like even if I'm like studying something or if I'm reading something or like this kid sent me this thing that he wanted me to do, and I was like, it just seemed like a scam, you know? So I just like copied it and pasted it right in ChatGPT, and I was like, hey, like, tell me about this. And I was right. It was a scam. It was a freaking pyramid scheme. The first kid I met in North Carolina tried to sign me up for a pyramid scheme. So like I use it for stuff like that, and like I don't know, like I just what else have I used it for? Podcast names.
We named this podcast app from it.
We used it and we put the bros behind it. Like it didn't give us the bros.
It didn't give us the bros.
So like to your point, you know, it makes it better. And what else have I? You know, just anything. Anything I need to go to Google for, I just open ChatGPT and I'm like, yo, tell me what's going on. Is the world ending today? I'm just kidding. I don't ask it that, but I'll ask it things like just instead of like even my fishing license, like instead of looking up where to get I was like, hey, where do I get my fishing license in North Carolina? Can I get it online or whatever? And it just like lets you know. I don't know.
See, that's amazing. You trust ChatGPT more than just Google searching that. Because I'd be more comfortable like just typing it into a Google search and actually pulling up the websites. Like I don't know where it's getting all that from. But if you find it's accurate, that's
so actually, and it talks about it in the podcast too. So like people have to put that stuff in there. Like that's somebody's job, and then they have these. You gotta listen to it. It's
So it's not real.
Yeah,
like it's not.
Yeah,
it's artificial.
No, it's not. It's not like, you know, it's just this one giant computer in somebody's basement. Like it's people that are like putting data in there and, you know, wiring it and bringing it in. And there's multiple people doing it. So like say me, you, and Steven were all doctors and we all studied hearts. You know, like we could sign up to put our thoughts and ideas and, you know, medicine and our knowledge in there. But it's going to cross-check everything too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's pretty crazy.
I wonder if that's
to me, it's like a glorified Wikipedia. Like I kind of see what your point is, Topher. Like if I'm really looking for, if you're looking for idea generation, I think ChatGPT is great.
Would be better.
Google is still my primary search, and the reason is because if I'm going to look for something that I really need like concrete information on, I'm going to look it up in Google and go to the website. And not every website is going to be a source of truth anyway, either. But like you know that when a website looks like it's reputable and you know certain sources that are reputable.
Yeah, there's
so like
cues and algorithms in your search queries. So like that's the whole. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to change my life when you're going to have to pay ChatGPT to show up in the answers. It asks what's the best restaurants in Raleigh, and then it's going to show up in ChatGPT because someone's actually paying for it because they stopped using Google because they're going to be like, you know,
like
Ron. They're gonna be like Ronnie, like just searching in there. Like,
yeah, it's weird. I mean, I just want to let you guys know that I do my own research outside of it too. I don't just take it for like concrete.
I don't know.
Like, this
I
is
don't know
it.
if I believe you. I mean,
this is it. Like I do. Like it'll give me some websites, and I'll go to those websites. Like it's not like I'm just like, oh, okay.
Why don't we?
ChatGPT said to turn here. The bridge is out. I'm not gonna keep driving. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be honest. Like, come on, guys.
Beautiful Office episode. Let's put the Bible into ChatGPT, copy and paste the whole thing, hit enter, and see what it interprets it as. So I don't even have to read the whole thing.
Yeah. Should I ask ChatGPT what it says right now?
What does it believe in? Does it believe in God? I don't know.
I'm gonna ask it right now. I'm gonna say, who is our Lord and Savior? And I'm just gonna see if it answers.
See what it says. You get arrested the next day.
Yeah.
Wait.
You start asking about what happened on 9/11.
Yeah. All right. Tell me really what happened on 9/11.
All right, ready? Let's see what it said. Oh wow! It just said Jesus Christ. Period.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's all it said. Well, you guys can't see it, but yeah, that's all it said.
What?
Yeah, that's what it said, dude.
ChatGPT is Christian? Whoa.
That's crazy, right?
Isn't it funny too? Because there's probably so many like Christians and conservatives that are like, you know, they would never answer anything like that.
They would never do that.
It doesn't know. It's gonna base it off of probably you, right?
I know. I was thinking that.
If you've been using it to the level that you have, because if you go into mine, you probably see like a history of like, I don't know, like maybe 25 or 30 like thing. I don't know, but I don't give it a lot of information. I like to use it for legal stuff. I like to use it for service agreements instead of paying LegalZoom. Write me a quick service agreement contract. Something that like probably has no legal validity anyways, but it just makes everybody feel better. You know, anything can be like a legal document or something like that.
So I just so you know, I just typed in who is our Lord and Savior, and it says that depends on your beliefs.
Donald Trump.
So yeah, that's interesting. So
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
How long have you been using it, Ronnie?
Probably since like October.
Right, fine. I'm gonna do it.
You got to do it. That's crazy. It's. I mean, it makes sense that it's because it's just learning you.
My screen's not sharing, right?
No, it's not.
How do I?
It's interesting.
How do I get this?
What if Stevens just woke up on the wrong side of the bed?
I can't share my screen because I got work stuff anyway. So, ChatGPT. And
I mean, I don't need ChatGPT to tell me.
Is our Lord and Savior?
Yeah.
Oh, whoop! Don't put that in that one. Got to make a new chat. Oh, my ad copy next week. Okay. That depends on your faith and perspective. Many Christians believe Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior, while other religions and beliefs have spiritual figures or philosophies. Are you asking from a theological, philosophical, or a humorous angle?
Oh, wow. So it knows you.
That's pretty much what mine says, too.
Yeah.
It's that was very close to mine.
I just don't know the answers.
I'm going to clear my cache and then ask again.
What life is about. Lord and Savior Inquiry is what it titled. And man, I hear you. That's a deep and real question. One that's been asked forever. Some say life's about faith. Others say it's about love, purpose, or just making the most out of the time we got. What's got you thinking? The language here is amazing. It's so casual all of a sudden. What's got you thinking about this? Something specific or just one of those days where the big questions hit? I love you, Chat GPT. Thank you.
Does it say I love you too?
I appreciate it, man. You're not alone. It sounds like me. Life's a wild ride. It's okay to wrestle with big questions. Keep it going, heart.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I guess it just, I guess that's the point. I mean, the point of it's going to learn, I guess, its users, and the more you use it, the more it'll be like you.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess if you use it for evil, it'll be evil. It's like with the one of the greatest quotes of all time: "With great power comes great responsibility."
You love that version of Spider-Man, don't you?
Dude, it's the best one. I don't want to see another.
No.
I actually haven't seen another version of Spider-Man.
I do recommend the last one that does have Tobey Maguire in it again. It's fantastic.
Oh, I've seen all the Tobey Maguires. You mean with all three of them?
Yeah, the one that has Andrew Garfield.
Who's the other guy? Oh, yeah, Andrew
Tom
Garfield.
Holland. Yeah.
No, I know Tom
I
Holland.
think those ones get
Sarah
a bad...
thinks he's the best one. He's not the best one.
Who? Wait, who?
She thinks Tom Holland's Spider-Man's the best one.
No. I will say, though, in the last one, he grew up for me. And we've already told you about it. William Dafoe, one of the best bad guys of all time, is the Green Goblin. And they brought him back from the Spider-Man you like.
So really? I'll have to check it out. I got to check it out. No, I'll watch it.
That one's worth it. What's it called? No Way Home?
Yeah.
With all three of them?
No Way Home. But,
fun.
That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the, Chris, what's the title of this one?
I forgot. Just something AI.
I hope you guys, enjoyed this adventure.
You know what we should ask ChatGPT?
Through and around AI. Love to hear how you guys are using it in your everyday lives. Thanks for having us.
Have a good one, everyone.
See ya.
Not the welcoming I was expecting. That was pretty weak on your guys' end.